Hello and welcome to Chetna's first Facebook Live session. What we are going to be doing through the series of these interviews of Chetna heroes is we're going to talk about issues that matter to us, issues that we've been covering for a while. These Chetna heroes work with communities to make sure that we can get rid of our society of these challenges. These are all well-meaning people who have decided that they will make sure they spend many years of their lives doing this. They're dedicated people. These are not people who are trying to create organizations to mint money, but these are people who we've recognized as some who really go beyond what an average NGO does or a regular organization does. So what we're going to be doing is we're talking to three people today. And our topic for the day is hunger and malnutrition. The first is Sana Arora. Sana Arora is a passionate marketer, innovator by profession. Her initiative, the Freedom Movement, is a community action drive. Also joining us today is Anchal Sharma. Her initiative, Meals of Happiness, focuses on working for the malnutrition and the undernourished community of kids in India. She's been also again working for years. She's a very touching story herself. She's a cancer survivor, and then she took it upon herself to, carry this little flag of making sure that she can bring back something to society. Also joining us is Raj Bhatia. He's the founder of Roti Bank, a nonprofit working, towards eradicating hunger and poverty. Let's all kind of look at this idea together about what you guys do and what else needs to be done and the challenges around it. Let me start with Sana. Sana, explain to me, when we talk about hunger, how bad is the state in India where you work?
I think it is extremely bad. The Global Hunger Index report of 2020, India ranks 94th. It's behind Pakistan. It's behind a lot of other countries. Forget the developed countries, even the developing countries. So I think the state is really bad. And we don't have an organized food bank structure in India here, like we have in a lot of other, especially developed countries. So then the onus of making things happen or bringing about change in the space of hunger and malnutrition really comes down to volunteers like us, NGOs like Akshay Patra, who are doing it at big scale, to governments, to all citizens. So some of us are here who are actually trying to make a difference in this space, but definitely the situation is only getting worse. There are malnutrition and hunger related figures which are, really heart wrenching. So we all need to, come forward and add something to the, whole, to making it less.
Anchal, let me bring you in here. Tell me a bit about how bad is the state when you get out there to see the state of hunger.
Yes, so sir, as Sana says, the actually situation is really bad, and when we also go in the ground, and the worst part is, so when we go in the ground, we know that how many people are starving there on the roads, and how many elderly abandoned people who don't have support, but they need food. But organization like us, जैसे हम लोग जाते हैं सर, हमारे पास काइंड्स में तो सपोर्ट आता है, but we don't have a proper structure or CSR or government support so that we can run this cause properly. So of course their need is huge, but support is very less. So yes, that's what I'm, as an individual, we are facing this issue.
Mr. Bhatia, Roti Bank, आपने बहुत काम किया है. Your work has been solid. You've been doing this for years now. बताइए, इतनी जरूरत इतनी ज्यादा क्यों थी? क्या वजह थी? कितनी आवश्यकता थी? आपने देखी कि ये जरूरी है एक रोटी डिलीवर करना और खाना डिलीवर करना.
देखिए, भूख की कोई भौगोलिक सीमा नहीं है. ये किसी सीमा में नहीं बंधा कि यहाँ होगी और वहां नहीं होगी. भूख हर जगह है. जरूरत है भूख को देखने वाली आंख की, और जो आज भूखा है कल वो भूख को मिटाने वाला भी बन सकता है. तो सबसे पहले हमें माइंडसेट तैयार करने पड़ेंगे कि किस संवेदनशीलता से हम भूख को देखते हैं. कोई सा क्षेत्र हो, हमें भूखे लोगों की तरफ देखना पड़ेगा. ये जरूरी नहीं है कि जिसके पास पैसे हैं वो भूखा नहीं रहेगा. पैसा एक साधन है भूख मिटाने का, लेकिन कई बार पैसा भी काम नहीं करता है, और भूख को जब नजदीक से देखते हैं तो तकलीफ होती है, और इसको माइंडसेट से लोगों को अडॉप्ट करना पड़ेगा. कि कोई भी भूखा दिखे उसको खाना खिलाना है। एनजीओ, अभियान, आंदोलन, ये सब छोटे वर्ड है। हमें वैचारिक रूप से, जैसे हमारी संस्कृति में था कि कोई भी भूखा नहीं सोएगा, इसकी जिम्मेवारी दूसरे व्यक्ति की, इस प्रकार के अगर अभियान चलेंगे तो ज्यादा फायदेमंद होंगे।
अगर ग्लोबली देखा जाए, अगर अभी आपने पिछले पैंडेमिक में भी देखा, तो रेस्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड में जब लोग भूख से सफर कर रहे थे, गुरुद्वारे बहुत निकल के सामने आए अलग अलग देशों में, सैन फ्रांसिस्को में, कनाडा में, क्योंकि उन्हें एक तरीके से एक वैचारिक अपना एक बना लिया कि हमारा काम है लोगों को खाना खिलाना। एंड एक रिलीजन की बात नहीं है, पर जस्ट दैट होल आइडिया इन इटसेल्फ, क्या हमारी सोसाइटी में सना ये एम्बेडेड है, या ये जो हमारी सोसाइटी से निकल गया है बाहर, ये requirement that we must feed people, nobody should go hungry? Can you shed a little light on this?
Right. So I think an extremely important question to ask you is that Raj sir just commented on a bit of how it's part of our culture. हमारी संस्कृति का एक भाग है ये कि आप दूसरे needy लोगों को आप खाना खिलाएं. I think it's very much there. When I talk to people and motivate them to join the freedom movement, we speak a lot about people sitting outside of temples. जैसे कि हम ट्यूसडे को जाते हैं तो एक औरत बैठी होती है, हम उनको खिला देते हैं. Then there is a Gurdwara system that you mentioned, that anybody can go in and start it. There is a concept of community fridges in Bombay, where primarily freedom movement is based out of, where people are putting food in the fridges, and anybody can take it. A watchman can take it, a driver can take it, a beggar can take it, anybody can take it. So I feel it's very much in our culture. I feel that what is conflicting in today's day and age is when you don't see people in the formally allocated areas, like the temple, outside the temple, or outside the community fridges is okay. But when I see a beggar at the traffic light, people are conflicted. Is this some right person to feed, or is it not? In fact, in our own work, when we are feeding people on the road, we are reaching out to the bottom of the pyramid. People who are sitting and begging or selling those small balloons and articles. When we say that that's a community that we are addressing the people who are living homelessly on the bridges of Bombay. A lot of people have this conflict that should you be helping them because they could have got employment? Should you be really feeding them because they may be related to a larger kind of a community who is not working genuinely in the space of being needy? So I think there's a conflict there, whether is it legitimate or is it the right thing to do? There is where people like us come and do our homework beforehand and establish some legitimacy around spaces which may not be religious, which may not be recognized as genuine communities, and we bring in that trust that no, we will make sure that this is going to the right places. So when we reach out to slums, shelter homes, anath ashrams, and there are plenty, but today, just to make sure that it's all going to the right place is where Indians still relate to. It's not out of the culture. It's just the reinstating of that trust that needs to go back. That's how I feel.
You make a very good point. And, the idea of soup kitchens, for example, in the West, kind of, sits very closely with it, where they'll create these beautiful soup kitchens where people will go in, or there are vehicles that, they'll feed people. But, I want to look at it slightly again differently. And Anchal, this question probably for you as well. What sometimes it's essential is to make sure the soup kitchens, as they call them, या community, खिलाने की जगह, सिर्फ ऐसी जगह ना हो जहां पर लगे कि आप एक तरीके से भीख ले रहे हैं. तो the concept कि ऐसा soup kitchen हो कि कोई भी आके खा सके. In a way, when I even, I know I'm talking only about the Sikh religion here, but उनने क्या किया, जो लंगर बनाया उसमें जान के ऐसे रखा कि जो भी आ रहा है खाए, कॉन्सेप्ट, ताकि ऐसा नहीं लगे कि इसको खाने की जरूरत है, ये खाएगा भीख मांग के, पर जो दूसरा है उसको तो नहीं चाहिए इसलिए नहीं खा रहा. तो उसको एक तरीके से जैसे कहते हैं to decriminalize the idea at some level, in our mind people say, oh my god, this is a beggar, so de-beggarize the idea. maybe also an important step. So tell me the dignity involved when you go out and feed and make sure that you get rid of people's hunger. Anshul, what does it take to make sure that people who may take food today because they really need it and are hungry, पर उनको फिर भी उनकी dignity रहनी चाहिए?
तो सर हम लोग क्या करते हैं अभी पहले लाइक सना सेज हम लोग जहाँ पे भी जाते हैं खाना डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करते हैं फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी डू आर रेकी who are in need and what their family is doing, from what background they are coming, how many people are earning in the family, and how much they are earning in daily basis. So trust me, sir, there are lots of family, even thousands of families who are not earning more than 200 or 300 rupees in a day, and they have a family of 6, 6, 7, 7, 8 family members. And हमारा क्या होता है सर जब हम देते हैं खाना सो हम लोग हमेशा ये करते हैं जैसे हमें भी आजकल बहुत ज्यादा ना इश्यूज फेस करने पड़ रहे हैं लॉट्स ऑफ पीपल क्रिटिसाइज कि व्हाई यू आर फीडिंग देम एंड यू नो इफ समबडी कैन नॉट टेक केयर ऑफ देयर फैमिली और किड दे शुड डाई literally someone said these words to me on a very high position person. I should not take a name. So but they don't know because they haven't seen hunger that closely. I have witnessed in my childhood, so I can relate sometimes. You know, people, they're working, their family members, earlier they're working 3 to 4 people, now only one family member is working, who's earning hardly 3 to maybe 2.5 or 3,000 rupees every month. And trust me, in that, sir, they have to pay their juggi ka rent, they have their medicines also, and they have their other expenses as well. Even agar bachcha hota hai to uske bhi kuch kharche hote hain, right? We neglect all that thing and we give our judgment very easily why you are feeding them. But when we provide them one time meal, trust me, sir, the kind of happiness and satisfaction and hope we give them, that we are as a society with you, that hope and that support they need. And because of that only, sir, we can also change, this mindset that you are not begging and we are not supporting you or making independent you, right? We are supporting you so that you can earn and you can do job somewhere. Till the time you don't have support, we are there as a society or community with you. So that's what we think, sir, and we'll make sure अगर कोई 7-8 हजार रुपए भी कमा रहा है तो हम उनको अगर उसमें से 1,000 रुपए भी उनका बचा पाते हैं, सर, trust me, it's a big support for them. It doesn't, and it's, it's very, very expensive nowadays. 10,000 rupees is also very less money to survive, say, 7 to 8 family members, sir.
It's almost impossible, and that's one of the things that we must talk about. Let's move on to talking about malnutrition. Feeding people is one thing, right? Aapne khana provide kar diya. But food that is wholesome also is a very important part of it. Bhatia sahab, let's talk about bit about balanced meal provide karna kitna zaruri hai, और सोसाइटी को समझना पड़ेगा कि लॉन्ग टर्म हेल्थ इम्पैक्ट पूरी सोसाइटी के लिए. एक आदमी बीमार है ये मतलब नहीं कि सिर्फ वही बीमार है, और लोगों पे भी उस चीज का इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है. जब आप खाना खिलाने जाते हैं भाटिया साहब बाहर, कितना स्ट्रेस करते हैं कि डाइट मील बैलेंस्ड हो?
देखिए, इसमें एक जो कंटेंट है, जो एसेंस है, वो है जॉय ऑफ गिविंग. आप उसको कैसे महसूस करते हैं? एक तो ये कि आप ड्यूटी करने जा रहे हैं, फोटो सेशन करवाने जा रहे हैं, और ये है कि ड्यूटी है, 2000 पैकेट है, फटाफट बांट के निकलना है. एक छोटे बच्चे को मैं 2 परांठे का 1 पैकेट दे देता हूँ, उसके लिए एनफ है. लेकिन एक एडल्ट आदमी के लिए 2 परांठे का पैकेट दे के मैं अपनी ड्यूटी पूरा कर रहा हूँ, तो उसके लिए बैलेंस नहीं है कभी भी जी. तो उसकी जरूरत के हिसाब से अगर कोई लेडी आ गई है, कुछ आ गया और मेरे पास फ्रूट्स है, तो फ्रूट्स का पोर्शन उसको जाना चाहिए. इस प्रकार की सोच बनाने के लिए हम क्या, बहुत सारी जगह क्या होता है कि देते समय ना जो दान की भावना है उसको एक बार साइड पे रखना चाहिए. कंट्रीब्यूशन की भावना आनी चाहिए. समाज में जो जॉय ऑफ कंट्रीब्यूशन है वो जॉय ऑफ डोनेटिंग से बहुत बड़ा है जी. दान देके हम वापसी में कुछ, एक दान संहिता भी लिखी हुई है हमारे शास्त्रों में, उसमें लिखा है कि सुपात्र कौन है, फिर देने वाले की भावना क्या है जी, और किस कालखंड में दिया गया है. अभी आप पेंडेमिक की बात कर रहे थे, तो पेंडेमिक में सबकी जरूरत होगी थी. जो मजबूत था वो भी मजबूर था, उसके पास खाने के लिए. जो लोगों की जरूरत पूरी करते थे वो जरूरतमंद हो गए थे जी. तो इस समय में जिसने जो किया वो एक अलग विषय था. लेकिन जब आप किसी को खाना खिला रहे हैं, सबसे पहला भाव ये रहना चाहिए कि क्या इसे भरपेट भोजन मिला, पहला नंबर। दूसरा, क्या उसके मतलब का भोजन था या केवल हमने अपना वो स्टॉक खत्म करना था इसलिए फटाफट मेरे सामने क्लिक कर रहा है और मेरे को निकल जाना है, इसके बाद जो है वीडियो बन रही है और निकल जाना है। उसको खिलाते समय जो भाव एक माँ का होता है वही खिलाने वाले का होगा, तो उसका न्यूट्रिशन वैल्यू भी बढ़ जाएगी और आपके हाथ से उसकी जितनी जरूरत है वो पूरी होगी।
I think the thought behind the idea of giving, there needs to be a fulfillment in giving and not, that whole idea जो आप बात कर रहे हैं बहुत जरूरी है overall for a better society. कि आप जब कुछ कर रहे हैं वो आप कर किस वजह से रहे हैं, उसका आउटपुट क्या चाहते हैं, इट इम्पैक्ट्स ऑल फॉर्म्स ऑफ डूइंग इट। अगर जब आप करेंगे भी ऐसे भाव से तो आप दूसरे आदमी की डिग्निटी मेंटेन करके करेंगे, आप उसके साथ आप उसके साथ रिलेशनशिप अच्छा बना के करेंगे। Sana, explain to me this relationship, and I know it's a question around the psychology, is the relationship of feeding somebody and then making sure that they feel good about it and they understand that today they are receiving, but tomorrow they could be givers as well.
Right. So I tell you what, I think when someone receives food, and I completely side with what Anshul said, we see government supporting families through BDS, right? And this is an informal way of reaching out to someone. Let's look at it as an informal and infrequent way of reaching out to someone. Similar to BDS. BDS is given every month. We are reaching out as frequently as possible for us as and when we receive donations, right? So it's a way of support that we are giving. And the person feels very happy that there is still goodness, there's still kindness around in the society. And someday we hope that this will be paid forward. The ultimate way of solving hunger, Rohit, like you said, and let me just say this out loud, that probably today we are feeding frequently at a certain frequency. Tomorrow we hope that this person will be in a position to feed themselves, their families, and have this situation where hopefully they'll feed others also. That's the ultimate what you're mentioning. So some of the programs that I am invested in right now, and I see that as a vision for food related or problems or zero hunger related problems, is getting people employed. So a few of the programs that we are undertaking, Rohit, now, for example, are with women farmers. These farmers are sowing food so that they'll be able to feed themselves, they'll be able to sell it to other people, they can give it away to people in the villages for free. So it's a model that we've come up with to actually support what you just narrated. So that's the ultimate thing that I feel, that if this person that we're supporting today can take care of others, there's nothing like it. You've not only changed their life, but also other people's. So it involves activities, it involves constant support in terms of adopting communities, reaching out to them frequently, understanding where they are, kind of mapping their journey of how independent they've become in receiving food, getting food for themselves, and when they will reach at a stage where they can actually support others, like you said. So absolutely very well kind of articulated by you, and very much the need, because it needs to have a vision. A lot of people have this question that how long can you support a community? How long will you go on providing food to a person? And this is kind of the answer to that, that you support them for a particular period of time till they become independent. And in other places, like I said, we are also working towards employment of women, employment of families, where they take care of themselves for 5 years, 10 years through this piece of employment, and make sure that it's kind of reinvested into others. So absolutely. I hope this answers your question.
No, it does, and the idea is like a little bit more, wholesome at some level, if I want to call it that, because we're talking about food. Is about making sure that finding out why they're hungry. First of all, they're hungry because they can get employment, and they can get employment because they don't have the skills for getting the employment they require. So in, empowering them with the skill set so that they can get employment becomes a very important part of this whole strategy. And I think it's a very good
thing. I can just add here, there are communities like transgenders, very hit by COVID, like sex workers. They will not get employed. In a city like Bombay, where I work, and I go under the highways and I talk to people, where are they coming from? Now they're here for the metro project, but they are migrants. They are not counted in the citizens of the city. How will you get
Right.
employed if you don't have your papers in place? If you're from another city, if you don't have your Aadhaar, you're not going to get PDS. You're not going to get employed. Matlab, beyond, like,
Yeah,
suppose one
understood.
person is working in, like, Reta part of getting the metro thing. That's a very, unstructured. You don't need
It is
any
unstructured. And,
skill set
and
apart. You also need
Sa-
papers for the rest of the family.
Correct.
It just
Sana,
not,
I
how will
think-
you get employed? Yeah.
Sana, I think, you make a very important point here. Let me, extrapolate that a bit, and expand it a bit. So what is missing overall, even for the feeding system, is a structure. To replicate the structure so many times over by individuals is a very difficult task. We're doing it, कर रहे हैं हम, because हर कोई छोटा छोटा एफर्ट करके कर रहा है. पर अगर वही एफर्ट सेंट्रलाइज्ड होती, बड़े स्केल पे होती, तो और अच्छे सिस्टम्स के साथ की जा सकती थी. शायद लोग सब एक सिस्टम एस्टैब्लिश करके डिसेंट्रलाइज करने की जगह एक फोकस के साथ काम करके और ज्यादा लोगों को फीड कर सकते थे, एंड वी कुड प्रोवाइड दैट लेवल ऑफ डिग्निटी फॉर इट, राइट? So I think structure is missing overall as well, right? Let's come towards the solution-oriented approach now. Aanchal, will you like to talk a bit about कहाँ मिसिंग है प्लग्स और क्या उसको प्लग करना आवश्यक है जिससे हम देख सकें कि लॉन्ग टर्म हंगर मैलन्यूट्रिशन के ऊपर काबू किया जा सके?
रोहित, मेरी इस उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सपोजर या नॉलेज मुझे नहीं है, बट मेरा जो टेक है वो सिर्फ ये है, व्हाट आई बिलीव पर्सनली. सना आल्सो सेड, रवि, राज भैया आल्सो सेड द सेम थिंग, कि हम लोगों को एक तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हम लोग जिस इंटेंशन से उनकी हेल्प कर रहे हैं वो इंटेंशन बहुत प्योर होनी चाहिए, दैट वी आर नॉट मेकिंग देम इंडिपेंडेंट, डिपेंडेंट ऑन अस, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. क्योंकि वो जब तक हम R&D करके काम नहीं करेंगे तो दैट मीन्स डेफिनेटली वी विल मेक देम डिपेंडेंट ऑन अस, फर्स्ट थिंग. Second thing is that we are not just providing them food, we are also parallelly working how we can make them independent so that they can take care of their families. Like we are also working in talking terms of few companies who need employees, and we are asking them, why don't you come and train them under your guidance, and then you can provide them jobs. So we are also doing all these kind of thing, but for that, see, जिसका पेट खाली होता है ना तो वो काम करने की तरफ भागता है, ना वो किसी और तरफ दिमाग चलता है. और 5 साल के बच्चे, 4 साल के बच्चे को हम ये नहीं बोल सकते हैं कि हम पहले आपको स्किल डेवलपमेंट सिखाएंगे, पहले हम आपको एजुकेशन देंगे, फिर उसके बाद हम आपको खाना देंगे. सो एवरीथिंग हैज टू बी टुगेदर. हम उनको एक टाइम का खाना भी दे रहे हैं, हम उनके साथ अब नए इवेंट्स को कंडक्ट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, सो दैट फर्स्ट वील वर्क ऑन देयर माइंडसेट कि आपको एक एज होती है 10 और 14 के बीच में. उस एज में अगर हमने बच्चे को राइट एक्टिविटीज में और गुड और बैड के बारे में बताना शुरू कर दिया ना सर, दैट बच्चा कैन डू एक्चुअली वंडर इन सोसाइटी. एंड ट्रस्ट मी सर, ये बच्चे इतने शार्प होते हैं ना, आपको सिर्फ एक छोटा सा इनिशिएटिव लेने की जरूरत है उनको सिखाने की. दे पिकअप लाइक दिस. So we are doing several products. अपना जो अभी है कई लोगों के साथ में मिलके भी, जैसे उनको अभी हम लोग कैंडल्स का आज सोच रहे थे कि अभी कैंडल्स बनवाना शुरू कर देते हैं. whatever we sell on our site we'll give them, जो भी आएगा वहां से वो हम उनको देंगे. तो छोटे छोटे इनिशिएटिव्स चल रहे हैं सर, जिससे हम उनको स्किल डेवलपमेंट, विमेन एम्पावरमेंट में उनको इन्वॉल्व करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं.
Alright. Bhatti sir, towards a more solution oriented, you guys have been providing solutions on your own, but अगर देखा जाए कि और किन एरियाज को ठीक करना पड़ेगा, कौन से और सिस्टम्स को ठीक करना पड़ेगा जिससे लार्जर स्केल पे किया जा सके, हंगर वाकई में मिटाई जा सके. आप लोगों की एफर्ट्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हैं, पर शायद कंप्लीट हंगर मिटाने में अभी भी सक्षम नहीं है सोसाइटी और देश या ग्लोबल वर्ल्ड, कहीं पे भी सक्षम नहीं है. तो क्या जरूरी है आपकी तरफ से छोटे छोटे स्टेप्स जिससे चेंज लाया जा सके?
देखिए, इसमें जो सरकार की नीतियां बनती हैं उसमें हम जैसे लोगों का पार्टिसिपेशन जरूरी है, क्योंकि जमीन पे काम करना और कागज पे काम करना दोनों अलग अलग है. और जमीन पे व्यवहारिकता में काम करने में जो परेशानियां आती हैं वो कागज पर कभी नहीं लिखी जाती हैं. कागज में वो प्लानिंग के तौर पे ही होता है. और सबसे पहले जरूरी तो यह है कि जो पार्टिसिपेशन है, जो लोग काम कर रहे हैं उनका पार्टिसिपेशन रहे. और दूसरा, इस मामले में मैं आंचल जी से सहमत हूं कि भूखे पेट केवल नेगेटिविटी को तो हम उपजाऊ कर सकते हैं और किसी चीज को बढ़ा नहीं सकते हैं। तो पॉजिटिविटी के लिए सबसे पहले पेट भरना जरूरी है, और पेट भरने के बाद पॉजिटिव रास्ते और जितने भी हमारे मॉडल है ये रेप्लिकेबल हो। हम इसको बहुत ज्यादा कठिन ना बनाएं कि ये होगा तो ये नहीं करेंगे, ये होगा तो नहीं होगा। थोड़ा सा लीनियंट करके, जैसे हम लोगों ने रोटी बैंक में स्टार्ट करा तो लोग हमें कहते थे कि पॉलीथीन नहीं होनी चाहिए, तो हमने पॉलीथीन छोड़ के सिल्वर फॉइल अडॉप्ट किया जी। फिर सिल्वर फॉइल में लोग इसमें भी कंटेमिनेशन होता है जी, तो फिर हम कुछ और अच्छा ढूंढने लगे। तो ऐसी छोटी छोटी जो दिक्कतें आती हैं, अगर गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसी में कहीं सिल्वर फॉइल लिखा गया तो 4 साल तक सिल्वर फॉइल ही लिखा रहेगा। अच्छा, तो इस प्रकार के पार्टिसिपेशन और व्यवहारिकता में जो मुश्किलें आ रही हैं उसको सुलझाने के लिए भी हम लोगों को जोड़े, स्कूल्स को जोड़े, छोटे बच्चों को सिखाएं कि सोसाइटी का एक वर्ग ऐसा भी है जिसे भूख का मतलब केवल खाना है, भूख का मतलब स्वाद नहीं है उनके लिए। टेस्ट और भूख में जो बेसिक फर्क है ये हमें हर एक को समझाना पड़ेगा।
All right. Sana, we have only a minute or two for you. Closing thoughts in terms of what is that's required, which will help bring this change. What in the policies that needs to change that will be required on our end? I even remember during the pandemic, Anshul calling me a few times. She's been stopped by the police. You can't go, you're feeding people. I remember that. And, we put in calls and she made efforts and was able to go through. Why isn't that cohesion there within the system, understanding on what people such as yourselves are doing and what's required?
I'll break the answer into two parts. What is required from policy and government, like you said, is support to NGOs, trusts, individuals like us as well, to make this happen, to bridge the gaps that cannot be covered. In a country like ours, where our population is teeming, not all segments can be covered by just a single entity. I feel volunteer support, volunteers being any of these organizations, individuals, anybody, I think that's a very important part of putting this puzzle together of how to solve malnutrition. It cannot happen independently. Future of food, for example, being extremely talked about, the World Economic Forum, by the UN. A lot has been said about future of food. What is India prepared for on that front? I think we need to address that problem and talk about it. So this is for the government point of view, from the policy point of view. For the individuals and citizens, I think what all of us can do, like both Raj and Anshul said, that we should feed anybody who is hungry, and there should be dignity in it. By anybody, I mean inclusive of other species like animals. Like that's been a part of our culture as well, right? Feeding dogs and strays and cows and birds. So we've also started getting into that domain that, there's one way to look at it, that is some hungry person, a hungry human being, let's feed that. Why not just feed the person or the species which is in need, right? So that's a thought that I'd like to close it with, and leave people to probably just think about it. Yeah, thank you so much.
I want to thank you all. Such an amazing job all of you do. The idea of making sure that you guys are the Chetna heroes of the world, who bring such happiness to people's faces. And honestly, if any of you out there who's watching these shows wants to associate with them, reach out to us at Chetna. We'd be very happy to connect you. This is a platform of goodness going forward and taking this forward. Thank you very much, all of you, and look forward to chatting again soon.